back, relax, and enjoy the program.
Hello everyone, good morning and welcome once again to another interesting, educative and informative health segment of C Talk Show tagged My Health, Your Health. I am Sanusi Rebecca and I'm really excited once again to be live on the show today. Like I always say, you need to sit back, grab a seat, relax, and let's enjoy today's show together. Of course, if this is the first time you're joining me on the show today, you're welcome, and you're live with C Talk Show host Sanusi Rebecca Titilayo. So I welcome you live on the show. Thank you so much for joining me and being a part of today's show. And trust me, today's show it's a show that you won't regret ever joining us on the show today. So if you're live with me on the show, there's something I want you to do for me, and it's very, very easy. It's a very, very simple thing. I would love you to drop your comments on the comments box. I would love you to introduce yourself on the comments box this morning. I would need you to introduce yourself. Just say something on the show. Introduce yourself, your name, and let me know where you are joining from on the show today. Like I said, today's show is an educative one, so it's a show that you are going to enjoy, and of course, you're going to be learning a lot on the show today. Okay, so quick stuff. Let's quickly go into what we have for you today. First off, fun facts about health. Like I always tell you, we need to pay attention to our health, irrespective of our work, irrespective of what we do. We should always remember that our health determines the level of productivity we are going to see in our work. So it's very important that we pay attention to our health. Now when I talk about health, I'm not talking about the physical only, the physical, the emotional health, and of course your mental health is very, very important because it determines how effective you're going to do in your workplace. Okay, so first off, chewing gum. What's your belief about chewing gum? When I grew up, I believe that chewing gum is majorly chewed by irresponsible fellows like Agugbo people and stuff like that. But research actually shows that when you chewing gum, especially mint flavored gum, they are very good for your head. That is, they dramatically reduces feeling of tiredness, and research also shows that chewing gum can improve overall test score and memory by 35%. It also relieves stress and reduces anxiety levels. So chewing gum is not that bad. When you chew gum, it makes you more alert. Like I said, research shows that it improves your memory. So even if you will chew gum at all, ensure you chew mint flavored gum. It's very, very good for your health. Okay, secondly, we like to talk about sitting at a desk can increase death risk by almost 50%. So if you sit, of course you have a workstation, but you ensure that you don't sit for maximum of 10 hours at a stretch. Ensure that you stand up, you walk around from your workstation, because research shows that when you sit at the desk for more than 10 hours a day, it increases death risk by almost 50%. So I will advise us to always take a break from our workstation every day at work. Okay, so we'll take a short break now and we'll be back on the show. And of course, when I'm back, I'll be back with my guest, Dr. Ige Simon from Lagos State Lifespring Hospital, Lagos, as we discuss the topic color blindness. What is color blindness? Research shows that male gender actually have color blindness compared to the female gender. What exactly is causing that? So that is what we'll be discussing today: the causes, the symptoms, the prevention, ideal lifestyles that we are involved in that can actually cause color blindness aside genetics, because research shows that color blindness is majorly genetics, but are there lifestyles that we can get ourselves involved in that can expose us to having a high risk of getting color blindness? Everything will be attended to on the show today. So I will need us to pay attention. I will need us to grab a seat, like I said earlier, and let us enjoy the show together. So we'll take a short break now. We'll be right back, and I'll be back with my guest, Dr. Ige Simon, Life Spring Hospital, Lagos. First off, Oluwatosin from Lagos. Thank you so much for joining me on the show today. Please, if you're live with me, like I said earlier, please feel free to drop your response. Feel free to say something on the comments box. Feel free to introduce yourself, because I would love to know you. I would love to know where you're listening from.
Are you just joining us on the program? You are welcome. And you're presently live on C Talk Show. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the remaining parts of today's program.
Good morning, listeners, and welcome to another episode on My Health, Your Health. Last week, we had a swell on the show when I hosted my guest, Dr. Michael from Ghana. And today will not be an exception, because we'll be discussing an issue that is also related to eyes. And of course, today we'll be discussing color blindness. And I won't be doing it alone. Like I said, every day I will always bring guests, professionals, that we talk about, that will enlighten us on our topic of discourse. And today won't be an exception, and I'm so privileged to have Dr. Ige Simon from Life Spring Hospital in Lagos State, Nigeria. Dr. Ige, you are welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for honoring our invitation, sir.
It's my pleasure.
Okay, sir, can you say a word? Can you just say hello to my listeners out there, sir?
Okay. Good day, dear listeners. I'm Dr. Simeon Ide, and I'm very glad to be on this program today. And I'm sure you guys have been following it for a long while, and today will be an exceptionally great one.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Okay, so we are discussing color blindness. What exactly is color blindness? Because I don't think this thing is common. And how common is it? Color blindness. What exactly does color blindness? What is it about? And how common it is?
Okay, so logically speaking, and in layman terms, even the terms define it. So it says color blindness, which is the decreased ability to see or recognize colors.
Okay.
Although the rate and the incidence is not as much as we could, that would affect day-to-day activities, although it does affect some, but they learn to adapt. Those who are colorblind learn to adapt with it. So there's no one going around and saying, okay, I'm colorblind, except by health data that shows on, okay, this is a certain percentage of people that are having color blindness.
Okay. So based on what you said now, you said color blindness people, they learn to adapt. Okay, so before I go into that, sir, I made research and I discovered that men are more likely to be colorblind than women. What exactly is it? Gender? What's up with that? They said men are more colorblind than the women. Like the data now, looking at the data statistics, it shows that men are more colorblind to women. What exactly caused that?
Yes, that's right. So that's going to take us into genetics, which is the mode of inheritance of certain things.
Okay.
So of some certain attributes that we have as human beings.
Okay.
The reason why the male are more affected is because the disease is X-linked disease.
Oh.
So,
okay.
Which means it's on the X chromosome. So the ladies have two chromosomes, the female have two X chromosomes, while the male has one single X chromosome and one Y chromosome.
Okay.
So even in a case whereby the female is a carrier on a single X chromosome, the second X is able to compensate for it, so it doesn't show and it barely affects them. So most of the time the ladies are often carriers But for the male, because it's affecting the X chromosome, and there's no second X to help balance the equation. So that's why it manifests more in the male.
Wow. Okay, so the reason why it's like that is because of the fact that they have two X chromosomes, and why the female has just one, meaning that they are just a carrier. Why it's more dominant in the male.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because they don't have a second X to help them counteract it, or to help them balance the deficiency they're having on the X.
Okay. When you were talking, you were saying that it's actually color blindness is something that is being inherited. Please, all those people that they are inheriting it from, where exactly did they get their own from? Because at least there should be a particular place, like a source that started the color blindness stuff before it's now inherited. So I don't really get. The side is inherited. People who don't really know anything, you just wake up one day and you discover that you are color blind.
There are some genetic things that can't be explained.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's genetic and it can be explained. Although it's not only genetics that could cause the color blindness.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
Also, there's some certain trauma that can cause color blindness, which is trauma to the brain or optic nerve damage. Also, some chemicals, exposure to some chemicals, and also exposure to some drugs as well can cause color blindness.
Okay.
The particular drugs, what's called chloroquine, also can cause color blindness.
Wow.
But those are like secondary. The main cause that is well known is the genetic factor.
Okay. Well got it. Okay, so what's are there causes? Are there
Did you get that?
Yes, I really got that. You said all those other all those other things, they are actually secondary. Why genetic inheritance is the main cause of color blindness.
Yes.
Okay, sir. So let's discuss symptoms. Are there particular symptoms that can be used to recognize someone who is colorblind, or that the person is or herself can use to know that, okay, I am colorblind? Is there symptoms for that, sir?
Okay, yeah, the only symptom for color blindness is that the person can't recognize color. So there are two cells that are responsible for photoreception in the eyes, which is the cone cells and the rod cells. Okay. So the rod cells are responsible for low light, so they help see at night.
Okay.
And if there's any damage, the person end up having like peripheral vision or night vision disturbances. But for the color blindness, so the cone cells are responsible for color.
Okay.
So the person ends up having color blindness. Yeah, so now the color range is actually the main colors that end up having these disturbances, the red and the green. So the patient or the person is not able to actively differentiate between shades of red and green.
Oh, okay. So the main color
You understand?